What's more impressive when it's done naked? There was a guy on the local news that fought a cougar while naked, cause it attacked his dog. I too like to get naked with cougars. Not completely naked though. Wear that rubber. Wild animals carry all sorts of diseases. Ah yes. Safety first. Sliding down a hot metal playground slide. Spacewalk. It's cold as balls out there. Horse racing. If jockeys could race naked, I'm sure they would. Anything to cut weight. Probably wear a speedo to reduce drag. Why would a horse wear a speedo? Welding. Ask my how I got my winter sunburn. How did you get your winter sunburn? From the tanning bed, Dumbus. I read this in Red Foreman's voice. Is there a vacant room in your ass? Because my foot is looking for one. Paraphrasing obviously. Beekeeping. My friend works for a beekeeping company that puts out a nude calendar every year as a fundraiser. I'm gonna need more pictures. For a search right? No, literally for masturbation purposes. At least you're honest. He is being very honest. A rousing game of Twister. Ah, great spacing LMAO. Sounds like a Cards Against Humanity answer. Magic tricks. I'd love to see the disappearing pencil trick. I'm not quite sure what the implication here is, but all my inferences make me too afraid to ask. I would have thought you'd be more familiar with the techniques of new magical arts. Bush_hiders. I would think the opposite. They are dedicated to keeping the bush hidden at all times. Running from the police on asphalt on a hot summer day. When I was in Air Force basic training July in San Antonio, Texas, there would be situations where we would march as a flight on the blacktop. This pavement was hot in the middle of the day when we would march, and our MTI military training instructor made some of the trainees do push-ups. I remember people screaming when they had to get down and push forth peeping up the march. One guy's hand was so raw he couldn't even open any doors. Not sure if our MTI got in trouble for that, but he did end up going to prison for making trainees drink toilet water from their canteens. He was also involved in the Lackland AFB sex scandal and was investigated for having relationships with Tex Coolhammon. My MTI, I'm assuming, accidentally halted us in fire ant territory. No joke. They were halfway up my legs before I noticed, and when they started biting I asked for permission to adjust before I started swatting them off. Our drill sergeants took us to a field of fire ant nests for our act to indirect fire training, which is just marching, then diving to the floor whenever the drill sergeants whistle while screaming incoming. At the time, I hated it and thought it was straight up abuse. That night, I realized they were teaching us that nothing is more important in combat than being alert and ready to endure pain to survive. Now, years later and jaded as peep, I'm pretty sure it was just abuse. Yeah, that sounds like abuse. Training an attack dog. You just need peanut butter and decent medical insurance. Perhaps Geo blue balls. Skydiving. Flap 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 flap. It's actually blurp 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 blurp. Taking your phone out of your pocket. The old ham wallet. The old spam purse. The old taco socko. Climbing Everest. Get ready to become halfway point naked guy. I wouldn't be surprised if there already is a naked corpse on Everest. Don't people undress sometimes during extreme cases of hypothermia? Attending a sexual harassment seminar. If you have problems speaking, just picture everyone at the seminar naked. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Well, turns out they weren't lying. Wendy's really does have fresh meat. Where's the beef? Oh. Stripping. Casually takes off skin. Welcome to the personal space show. Being an emperor and getting compliments on your new outfit. Frying bacon. That's an extreme sport right there. More like suicide. Sue-freed. Fighting off a home invasion. Nah, that just gives you an advantage. Imagine you're robbing someone's house at night, and some naked guy comes running towards you at high speed out of the darkness. Inhuman screaming optional but recommend. Putting your hands in your pockets. Great, now I have to slice holes in the sides of my thighs to put my hands in. Or if you're a girl, one hand in the butt and the other in the vagina. Bam. Guys though, prospects are more grim. Stealing the Declaration of Independence. A natural treasure. All of these read like Cards Against Humanity. A Zoom meeting with coworkers. Cough cough tubing. Pulling wheelers on a motorcycle down the interstate going 80 miles per hour. Just imagine the pain down there. 5 seconds and it's enough to make a grown man cry. Hiding a boner. Speepting. When you strip down naked to take a speep, everyone knows it's serious business. Gotta love those times when you take your shirt off on the way to the bathroom. Like you already know that it's about to get wild in there. Looking in a full-length mirror and not crying. Picking your kids up from school. Even more impressive when it's someone else's kids. A talent show. Presidential debates. If I had to turn on the TV and see Joe or Donald's flappy bodies and dangling nutsacks, I'd probably have to kill myself. Naked? Playing airsoft and taking it like a pro, but with no clothes. It doesn't hurt much, but on sensitive uncovered skin, ouch. Would hate to take a hit in the privates naked. Already been shot in the bits before, but with clothes. Staying warm. Well, that's what the PCP is for. Opening a pickle jar. There's good naked, and there's bad naked. Walking through a cactus garden. Job interviews. Surfing. There is a move called Hang 11. I'll let you figure that one out. Zoom meeting with your class. Digging a tunnel under a melting nuclear reactor. The windmill. How would you even do that with clothes on? Well, that's why it wouldn't be as impressive. Giving a speech live on the midday news. What isn't? Putting on clothes. A serious answer. Fighting. Surviving. Ever seen Naked and Afraid? In the cold you have nothing to save you from hypothermia, and in the heat or moisture you get sunburn and eaten alive by bugs. Speeps crazy. Panhandling. Ironing naked should be an Olympic sport. Going to space. Juggling chainsaws. Public speaking. Getting a high score in video games or beating it. Going outside. Your mom. Wrangling a gator. Cactus farming. A shower. Cooking bacon on high heat. Streaking.